ESL Readings for Global Citizens, Book 1. This audio reading is available in written form. Look for the ebook ESL Readings for Global Citizens, Book 1 by L.M. Perrault, published through Smashwords. Suggestions for ESL learners. Listen to the audio track and then complete the activities. Note that Task 6 requires a speaking partner. If necessary, listen to the main reading several times. Compare your answers to the suggested responses found on the last few slides. A brief history of toys. According to psychologist Abraham Maslow, almost all creativity involves purposeful play. Assuming this is true, it would be difficult then to imagine a world without toys. Of course, contemporary playthings are often high-tech gadgets, but children still enjoy playing with age-old favorites like kites, yo-yos, and balls. Let's take a look at what a few familiar toys might have looked like thousands of years ago. A stumbling block to precisely knowing what child playthings were like in ancient times is that archaeologists haven't, until recently, prioritized such matters. Child play can be seen in some early Egyptian correspondences, such as an aunt gifting her nephew a horse on sticks, or a letter mentioning marbles. There are also unearthed ancient Greek vases and tombstones that depict scenes of children playing with balls. The Strong National Museum of Play states that the Olmec people of South America are known to have played games with primitive rubber balls as far back as 3,000 years ago. The Olmecs would tap latex from rubber trees, boil it, and then add other natural juices to form a stretchy substance. They would then mold this into rubber balls in which to play traditional Mesoamerican games. Generally speaking, ancient toys would have had a cultural connection. They would typically have been made of clay, wood, or straw, or some locally grown plant, such as gourds. Most early playthings were modeled after local animals. According to Britannica, the doll is thought to be the most basic type of toy. Miniature human replicas, usually young female figures, were given to children in almost every era and culture. These dolls were crafted from readily available materials, such as blocks of wood, pieces of cloth, or even corn husks. According to Amanda Ruggieri's BBC article, The Mystery Ancient Toys Puzzling Archaeologists, artifacts from a 3,500-year-old site in Israel were carefully analyzed for fingerprints, and several miniature vessels were determined to have been made by children. In Scandinavia, small-scale arrowheads, axes, and spears over 1,700 years old have been excavated. From the above findings, some scholars have theorized that scaled-down pots and hunting tools could have had dual purposes. They might have been objects of child play as well as instruments of cultural training. Much contemporary debate revolves around the topic of gender and toy preferences. From a historical perspective, young boys were often given objects to play with that honed basic hunting or self-defense skills, such as sticks and clubs, bows and arrows, and slingshots. Young girls would have been given dolls and objects mimicking household goods to play with. Psychologist Dr. Jeffrey Goldstein believes that, then and now, there is a combination of nature and nurture in gender toy selection. He maintains that it is parents and peers that young children then copy during play. Listen for main idea and details. Number 1. What is the main idea of this reading? Number 2. Based on context, what does to hone mean? Number 3. What clues have been found regarding child play in ancient Egypt and Greece? Number 4. What Mesoamerican object had an important part in regional game playing? Right. Number 5. In your own words, write a one-sentence summary of the reading. Discuss the topic. Number 6. Take a few minutes to consider traditional toys from your region. What are they made of? Do both boys and girls play with them? Explain your ideas to a peer.